Good afternoon and welcome to Nora's Dog Training Company. We're here this afternoon with King and Rich, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today on video is a variety of things, starting out with King's basic obedience commands. Now, King is sitting very nicely at Rich's left, which is where all of our obedience training is done. And the first thing that we want to take a moment to introduce is the training equipment that we're using. Rich is using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and he keeps the bulk of the leash folded neatly in his right hand. That leaves his left hand free to give any correction that's needed. And the only correction that we use here at school is a tug and release on the training collar. And that is the second piece of equipment that we're using. And trust me when I tell you that if you're taking these dogs through airports or you're traveling with them, you are going to need this control. So we have fit them with the equipment that we think is appropriate for you when you retire and you take off on your travels with your new friends. Now, King is sitting at Rich's left, as I said, and the first exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you is probably going to be one of the most important for you, and that's heeling. Heeling is proper leash walking, and incorporated into that exercise is an automatic sit. So they're going to demonstrate that for us now. The command is King heel. Now at this point, King has a job to do, and that is to walk nicely next to your left leg, not forging ahead, not lunging out at objects on the ground, but staying right with you. If you turn, he should turn. He shouldn't drop his nose on the ground. He should stay right with you. And when you stop walking, he's been taught to sit automatically without being told to wait for his next command. Occasionally, we're using a little treat or a lot of praise because these are older dogs, they're new rescues, so we didn't want them to feel like they had gone into quote-unquote boot camp. We wanted them to have fun with the training because when you're dealing with older dogs, you have to be creative. Now, he's not sitting for Rich right now, and one thing about King is that he can be extremely hard-headed, and you can't let him get away with that. If you tell him sit, you have to be prepared to enforce it. This is the sit-stay. And as you're working with your dogs at home, you're going to lengthen out the amount of time and the distance. So the training doesn't stop on the day of graduation. And we all live down in Lower. We can help you after they go home and you give us a report on how things have improved and what areas still need work. We will be here to help you with that. His heeling is very, very good. And I think of the two, he is the less nervous, but he can also be the more hard-headed. And that could just be his breed. It could be his circumstances. It could be the fact that he had no training for all the years that he's been here. So that was a nice sit. So he knows it. Sometimes you will still have to enforce it. There's your sit-stay again. And if he lays down on the sit, I'm not terribly concerned about that, as long as he's under control and that you feel as though you can take them places and he's going to be listening to you. Now, Rich is going to demonstrate the come on command. And that is very important. And he came and he sat, which is great because he wants to come and bank off of your legs. So we're teaching him, no, that's not the appropriate way to greet. You come and you sit, and then you get petted or rewarded for coming and sitting, not for coming and jumping. Stay. Rich is again leaving him in a sit-stay. He's making him hold it. You can practice this right indoors. Don't make this a big project where you have to put your coat on, go outside. You don't. Practice in the house. Now, the last time he came in beautifully and sat, and this time you can almost tell by his body language when he's not going to do it. And that's nothing more than hard head. That is not that he doesn't know it. So consistency is going to be your key upon them coming home. And Rich tries to encourage him to keep him motivated, trying to show him that we're not punishing you. We want to have fun with you. We want you to learn these new things. So you're under control leash walking. I mean, immediately when I met you with the dogs, they were all over the place. I think this is going to be a huge benefit to you and probably one of your most used exercises. That was a nice sit. And Rich can demonstrate that. Come for us one more time, and then we're going to get Diamond. So you leave him in a sit stay. And we will go over with you how to practice your downs. We've been working on them, but they've been very difficult. Rich calls him. He comes right in. Good boy. That was a good sit. Good job, buddy. So now we have demonstrated for you King's healing, his automatic sit, his sit stay, and his come. And we're going to get Diamond, and we're going to show you her version of all of the commands. So we'll be right back.